Welcome to the Pitmaster Podcast. We're barbecue competition competitors that aim to share information, advice, tips, and tall tales about our favorite pastime. Head over to thepitmasterpodcast.com for all things Pitmasters, or follow us on your favorite social media platform. And now, here are the hosts of the Pitmaster Podcast, the two-time Grand Champion, SCA World Champion finalist, and barbecue specialist of Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue, the Anthony Luan, and the 24-time Grand and Reserve Grand Champion, Reserve World Grand Champion, Windover High Roller Champion, and the founder of Pitmaster Barbecue Supply Company stores in Utah, the old man himself from Big Johnson's Barbecue, Jesse Johnson.
This is Greg Rempe from the Barbecue Central Show, and you are listening to the Pitmasters Podcast, and they are doing it live.
We'll do it live.
That's right, Bill. I just said that. They're going to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yes, live. They're going to do it live.
Good evening, Pitmasters. We are live tonight, and we have a special guest. We have Matthew Hussey from the Hungry Hussey Barbecue on the show tonight. So excited to talk to him about everything that he's got going on, his YouTube channel, the whole 9 yards. So we'll get into that. But Jesse, what's up, man? You opened a new store in West Jordan, huh?
Yeah, we did a soft opening this past Saturday. They had a great day, and then we're going to be doing the grand opening during the Labor Day weekend. Super excited for that. Got the mayor coming out for a ribbon cutting on Saturday at 10 a.m. So if you guys are out and about, going to have a bunch of free food, some gifts, some prizes. Should be a whole bunch of fun. So
that's awesome, man. I was unable to make it to that soft opening. I wanted to. We had our weeks off, but I ended up cooking a competition and SCA event this weekend. So
how'd you do?
I did really, really well, man. I entered just one steak and ribs. Ribs I took fourth. And I think there was like 12 people. So the ribs actually were, I expected them to
top third.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I thought they were first place, honestly, but everything we turn in, we think's first place, right?
Yeah, always.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then on the SEA side, man, I was able to pull out a second place, which was awesome. It was super awesome. I had a really good score too.
Any hand downs on that? You've already got yours. So
yeah, it passed down to, I do believe, third or fourth. So
nice.
Yeah, and dude,
what was your score?
It was lights out. 50 on appearance, 50 on doneness, 50 on texture, 52.7 on taste. Ooh. And they got me on a overall impression with a 49. One judge didn't like me, knocked it down to a 9 instead of a 10. So
wow,
but it's all good.
Yeah.
I discussed it with Steve Conaway, and he said he's heard, we don't know if it's facts, but he's heard why judges are writing down scores after they taste it. There could be a slight aftertaste that they don't like, and then that's why they write that down on the overall impression. So yeah,
it's kind of frustrating.
You never know. It's just, yeah, it's all good. Second place isn't a bad spot, man.
Yes, it's the nature of the beast in Utah. Because there's a bunch of assassins in Utah. So yeah, right. I understand. So yeah, but we had a great soft opening, and Kim, it's Kim and Troy Goodrich they're my franchisees at that store. They're super excited. They're super knowledgeable. So if you're in that area and need some help on how to cook a certain thing, or you need help on flavor profiles or whatnot, they're more than capable of helping out the beginner or the intermediate, even some advanced cooks. So
right. Well, man, we got Matthew on here, man. He shared this video, and we have a lot of viewers this evening. And thank you for everybody who's tuning in. We're gonna get to Matt here soon.
Hey, did you see the shirt I had on?
What's that say?
Since we added Real Salt as another sponsor for the chili cook-off, if you use any Real Salt products and you can show it on your posts, you get an extra $100 towards winning the chili cook-off we have in October.
Right. Yeah. And speaking of that chili cook-off, we're at 12 judges signed up. I'm not sure exactly where we're sitting at for entries. Do you have any idea on that, Jesse? I know about 4 or 5, 6 people that I've known signed up.
We're right around 10 entries right now. So
10 entries, guys. So yeah, it's rolling. We're gonna get that going, and hopefully we have a huge prize pool for these teams, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
And then the Two Kings, was it Two Kings Customs? Or no, Two Kings Metal Fabrications is going to be donating trophies to us.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. So make sure you go out there and follow all those sponsors, and then make sure you get some real salt ready for the competition for your chili. So, and then are you done with your backyard comps for the season, or is there you have one more coming up?
No, we got Tomato Days this weekend.
Yes.
Yep, Tomato Days is this weekend. We still have room for more teams, and then we're going to have another competition at the Layton Pitmaster location, and then we are going to do one at the new location in West Jordan. So that's got room for probably 30 teams down in West Jordan. It's got a great parking lot that's unused to the south of the store. So we're going to get that on the schedule here in the next couple weeks so people can plan ahead. So it'll be fun. So Tomato Days, Pitmaster Layton, and Pitmaster West Jordan. So
sweet. Well, you guys have time to sign up for that one, maybe if you do it tonight after the podcast.
If you catch the live tonight. Yep.
Exactly. Well, sweet, man. I think we should just bring in Matt here and just talk some barbecue and answer some questions for all the people that are going to be asking questions and the whole night.
If you've seen any of his content, you got to be hungry watching his content.
Right?
Man, his content's phenomenal. So
for sure. All righty, we'll catch him on the backside of this ad here.
We call it Thermapen 1, the first true 1-second cooking thermometer. Its unprecedented speed means Thermapen 1's responsiveness approaches the speed of thought. Because when you're plating the perfect menu or smoking the perfect side of barbecue, you don't have time to think about how your instant read thermometer is accurate to 0.5 degrees in 1 second or less, or how rugged and waterproof it is, or how big, elegant, and bright the backlit display is. You'll just know it works, because our perfection powers your perfection. Seek perfection with Thermapen 1.
All righty, guys, the wait's over. He is Matthew's in the house. You can go by Matthew or Matt. This is kind of, we're just keeping it professional, or what are we doing here?
Or you go by Hussey.
A lot of people call me Hussey. Yeah, they say Hussey. Yeah.
All right, there we go. We have Hussey in the house.
Such a southern term as Hussey.
Yep. A lot of people, personally, family wise, always call me Matthew. Professionally, I was Matt, or Hussey, and then now a lot of people just say Hussey.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, sweet. Here we are, man. You got a lot of viewers clicking in and got super excited for this show tonight. So let's just get it going.
I'm ready.
Obviously, everybody kind of knows who you are. That are just chiming in, but our new listeners who maybe not came across you, the guys that are living under a rock, go ahead and tell them what you do and who you are.
Yeah. I'm really nobody. So, I'm just a regular guy. Matthew Hussey is my name. A lot of people say, what's your name or what's a Hussey or whatever. And I say, it's my last name. Live in Central North Carolina. About my whole life, actually. Very close to Lexington, North Carolina. I don't know if you know about in the barbecue world. Lexington's got their own style of barbecue. You got Lexington style and you got Eastern style. And there's a hard line too, about around Durham or so.
What's the difference between the two?
Difference between the two is there's a couple differences. One is Lexington does whole shoulders. So that's the picnic plus the butt. And Eastern style does either half or whole hog. And then their sauce or their it's not really barbecue. Well, they call it barbecue sauce. Lexington calls it dip. And it's basically a thin barbecue sauce. It's around 1 part ketchup, 1 part vinegar, and about a half part of water. And we call it dip there. And it's got salt, pepper, red pepper flake. Some people, butter, some lemon juice. Just everybody has their own little recipe, but the general basis is ketchup, water, vinegar.
Kind of just a thin Carolina vinegar sauce.
Yeah, with ketchup in it. Yeah, then Eastern style's vinegar, right? No ketchup. So you've got vinegar, water, probably some sugar, red pepper, stuff like that. Pepper.
Gotcha.
So yeah, there's two different kinds, and then their slaw's different as well. Lexington does red slaw, and then Eastern North Carolina, they do a real fine chop mayonnaise type slaw, and it's really sweet. So a little bit of a difference there, but both really, really good. Yeah, living here all my life. You know, I do been doing YouTube since 2016 or so. Kind of started out. I had gotten a big green egg first. That everything got sparked onto, right? Carried on. I do a lot of griddle cooking, but also I like barbecue also, and I have several things to cook barbecue on. I got a pellet grill, 2 big green eggs, Kamado Joe. Then I got a Lone Star Grillz offset smoker that I love to cook on, especially if I got the time.
Yeah, he makes really good pits.
He does, man. And I tell you, I was never here. When we cook, it's called pit cook, and we shovel coals. So you get a burn barrel, pop some holes in the bottom, put your rebar in, chunk your wood in, and you shovel the coals under your chicken or your pork, and that's the way,
or your hog,
yeah. And the way you got to feather your coals, and that's what I'm used to. Never have cooked on a offset before, and I was a little hesitant. I've always wanted one because they're just so dang cool, and they're like, if you can shovel coals and cook stuff, he said, you'll be just fine on an offset. And it took a little bit of time, and I don't think I'm not Aaron Franklin or anything like that, but I feel like I've pulled some pretty good barbecue off of it. So
once you know your airflow on an offset, you can dial it in. Like, I cooked on Little Red forever. It was like, I know 2.5 turns out, it's 275 degrees. As long as you fed her right, she's going to be just rolling for you.
Yeah. It's real efficient. I was really surprised at just how little, my splits needed to be. And that thing will just run for 30, 45 minutes, depending on ambient temperature outside. But it's crazy how just a little small fire will keep that thing chugging along for a long time. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you, love griddle cooking. Man, I just love, my slogan is that's some good groceries. I just love some groceries. And I eat good. As you can tell, I'm not a small boy by no means. And I just like feeding my family, like feeding my friends. I love sharing it with people too. So
what sparked your interest in barbecue and led you down this path?
I had always just growing up, got a job, and the big green eggs were kind of the thing back 2000. When did I get that thing? Like 2012, maybe something like that. And I just always wanted one. I said, well, I make enough money, I'm going to buy one of those things. And sure enough did. And then, there was a forum that the rabbit hole started at that point. And, I just dug it, loved brisket, love, chicken, loved just doing a pork butt or whatever. And that just sparked it right then. It just, making bacon. Here I am making bacon. I'm making jerky. I'm, doing it, wrapping everything in bacon,
Right.
And then then there's all kinds of other, sous vide. There's, it's never ending. The fun you can have with these things. But I would say, it was that. And then just cooking, cooking shoulders. Helped do that a couple times for some fellas that I know. We have fundraisers around here. A lot of churches, a lot of fire departments do fundraisers, and they have these pits out by their fire department or by their church, and that's what they have. And it's really fun just shoveling coals, hanging around the burn barrel.
Right. So, what made you decide? Hey, I'm gonna jump on YouTube and make some videos. I've been there before, that kind of the foundation where you're like, I'm just gonna film some videos and put them on YouTube. And I'm I'm sure there's been hundreds, if not thousands, of people who's just done that and then put one video up and it's like, oh, I got like 2 followers, 2 views, I'm done.
Yeah.
What was the point of like you going on and continuing to make YouTube videos?
Man, I tell you, I hate quitting. I don't quit hardly anything. So if I start something, I'm in it. And so what kind of spurred it? My wife had she bought me a Blackstone for my birthday, and I had previously been taking pictures. It's nothing but pictures on Instagram and things like that. And this marketing agency had reached out to me. He's like, hey, would you mind, you want to be an influencer? And I was like, what the heck is this? I never heard of anything. I was just taking pictures because I love photography too, and was always big into that. And never thought about video in my life. Didn't even know what YouTube was. I used YouTube as pretty much like a Dropbox. I was using it as storage basically. And they was like, yeah, you should follow this one guy. His name's Todd Toven. And he makes YouTube videos, and he seems to do pretty good. And I started getting on YouTube, started looking. I was like, I got all this dang equipment, so why not I do this? And I learned then that it was really hard. And you put that first one up there, and it's like, man, do I look robotic? Do I look scared? And yeah, you kind of like a fish out of water, especially if you're not used to doing video. You're not, used to, eye to eye with a camera, trying to connect with the camera. It's a tough thing to do. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. But it was at that point, and I started kind of building the community. I started really enjoying connecting with people. People that was enjoying my cooking, people that was enjoying just me. I still think it's weird that people enjoy watching, but they do. People that have rough times, or going through rough times, and they say, man, you really helped me get out of this hole, whatever that hole was at that time. Dude, you got me out of it. A lot of people with COVID during those times, people were feeling lonely. People were feeling, again, that hole. And I was a void. I helped fill that void, and that means a lot that people enjoy that. So.
Right. Well, just a reminder, May 24th, 2017, Asian Noodles was your first video that's documented on here.
2017. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that, Cook?
Yeah, I didn't even show my face. I think it was some pork belly, some sous vide pork belly, I believe. Like I said, it took a while to find my way, and it was just a lot of fun to document, and now looking back on it, I did a little class not long ago. And it was just basically, finding your voice, finding your style, being comfortable, being a host, that kind of thing. And the little video I played for the class was some of my older stuff. And it was like, I always tell people your first 10 videos are going to suck. Your first 20 videos are going to suck. Your first 0 to 50 are not going to be as good as your last 50. So it's just an ever revolving thing that you just got to keep pressing record, keep doing it. If that's what you enjoy, if you hate doing it, then, don't do it. But if it's something you really, really enjoy, you just got to press the record button. And that's what I tell folks that wants to make content, is to just hit record.
Right. Yeah. We have our YouTube channel for the Pitmasters podcast. Everybody who's watching, make sure you go and give us a follow. But yeah, this season, I just said, hey, we're just going to start making videos for people to watch, because we got some great feedback from our team last week that it's cool to see the faces to the audio that people listen to as well, Right. So I think YouTube is definitely a great channel for that, so, but man, like, I'm looking through your YouTube channel here while we're just chatting and all the videos, you know, your best performing videos are your flat top videos. And I know that's what you specialize in a lot, but flat tops are, I feel like if you know, if you don't, you're behind. How do you feel about the flat top game, you know, with Blackstone's coming out, you know, and then Traeger's releasing them, Rectech's coming out with some, you know, I think it's in complete transition now. Not even 2 years ago. I think it's transitioning now from people who are outdoor, you know, smoking and everything like that are starting getting to the flat top cooking.
You know, I feel like it's a great tool for me, just being, you know, a dad, a husband, and being the cooker of the family to get something on the table quick, the best way possible. You can't beat the flat top. And that's where it's at. I mean, you can just cook it. I mean, it's so quick. It keeps the stank out of your house, keeps the mess out of your house.
Keeps the heat out of your house.
Heat out of your house. Hot, golly, yeah, for sure. It's, you know, it's hot outside, right? Even right now. Humidity's crazy. But yeah, it's a big phenomenon for sure that everybody wants to get into that space. It's a big space for sure. And yeah, most of my most performing, and that's just kind of how YouTube goes, where, you know, if I post a smoking video, it's not going to get the views just because my audience just isn't used to it. Right. And I've kind of teetered on, should I make another channel, you know, for barbecue? But then it's like, geez, I don't have that much time. Doing smoking videos takes a lot more time to do. And it's just, you know, I don't think I can overcome that doing another channel on top of my main channel. So
right.
If I didn't have a regular job, maybe I could, but it's a lot to maintain.
Yeah, it looks like you spent a lot of time
people don't realize
in Logan and Utah State with Blackstone. I was digging through your Facebook. You spent a lot of time in Utah.
Yep. I've been out to American Fork before for ThermoWorks. We had an event for the ThermoPen 1. Yep. I was in Logan back in July. They had it was a social summit, which is really cool that they put on. So I'm a part of the Griddle Pros of Blackstone. And I have a show on there every week. On Saturdays is when my show airs for Blackstone. And they have other affiliates along with them. It's called the Griddle Crew. And so they invited everybody from Griddle Crew to come out. And that was a class. One of the classes that I taught was just how to be a good host on your show. And most of it's, you know, being reps and all that kind of stuff. So that was my second year going to Logan there at Blackstone's headquarters, which is real beautiful, real pretty area. Had a lot of fun, meeting a lot of people. And then, you know, in this Griddle Crew affiliate group is just growing every year. Everybody's everybody loves the Blackstone. So they're just hardcore Blackstone folks and enjoy cooking on their griddle too.
Man, so they had a judging contest, SCA judging class. Sorry, those are the words I was looking for. Just this past Saturday. I struggled to get there. We made it. A long day at work. But Nate Benson, he was out there. He was asked to help cook the steaks for the class. So I had to go over there to grab some stuff. Anyways, and so he's like, "Hey, do you want to help cook some steaks?" I was like, "Sure." I was like, "You know what? I'll pull up that flat top and I'll cook some flat top steaks on that and turn them in." My first one, I was like, "This is awesome. This looks great."
Yeah.
Then my second one, I was like, "Okay, this is even more awesome." And then the third one, I literally looked over to Nate. I was like, "I think I'm just gonna bring my flat top and use my flat top to turn in a steak tomorrow."
Yeah.
But, you know, I did
go
it,
back and
but
forth.
Man, the quality that comes off that is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy
serious good.
Yeah, I go back and forth. I'm like, man, I love a griddled steak. And then I'll do a reverse sear. I'll cook something on the grill and I'm like, oh man, I like this. I like this too. And it's like, you can't pin me down on anything, but man, you know, for a reverse sear, you can't beat that that roasted, charcoal or a little bit of lump charcoal with some smoke added, then hit it, on that hot griddle with some butter, thyme, rosemary, garlic, et cetera, and it's just like, dang, this is heaven, guys. We've made it.
Right.
Yeah, because we just started selling flat tops this year, and when we started getting flat tops in June, and we've sold more flat tops than we've sold grills, smokers and grills this year so far. So
yep,
it's been amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's just it's just a big skillet, and you can cook just so many things on it, and it's fast. Like I said earlier, it's just very convenient. Cleanup's easy, but barbecue is good too, so it has its place. But yeah.
All right. Yeah,
my brother cooks a lot of meal prep on Sunday. Oh,
what do you think about that? That was just one that I turned in for practice. What do you guys think about that? Honest opinion.
Color.
It's very good color,
right? Yeah. I don't hate that at all.
Is that the one you got second place in?
No, that was just a test.
Oh, that was
one that I was just turning into the judging class. Yes. So I'm thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about turning one of those bad boys.
You're coming back with Rusty's the sear revolution.
Yeah, that he's died on that mountain. He died on the mountain. We're not doing sear revolution. We're just gonna try something new that I haven't done.
So just make your grill marks on one side and sear the other side and get that perfect little extra bite on it.
I was gonna say, or do a little bit of sear so you got that Maillard across the whole thing. Then put your dang marks on there. And it's like
do it on the other side. Do it on the other side.
Yeah. There you go. We're on to something, Jesse.
I don't know.
We're going to change the circuit. That's what we're going to do.
Change the SEA.
Well, like I said on this show many times, if you guys want me to do it, just, shoot me a Venmo of my entry fee, and I will do it just to please the crowd.
What's an entry fee typically of an SEA?
160.
160. I have to compliment you, the comp guys, because I feel like I would not be a good comp guy just because I fly by the seat of my pants so badly. I do not plan for nothing. Like they'd be like, "Who's this cat?" And I'd be dead last, because for whatever reason. But yeah.
Yeah, you never try something that you haven't practiced multiple times. So
no, that's on a professional side. On Anthony's side, I'm just gonna bring an air fryer and try an air fryer steak and see what the hell happens.
So you might as well.
I'm gonna cook one in a pizza oven. Let's see what happens. I just do stuff just to shake it up a little bit, just to you never know how cool would that be to win a SCA event using an air fryer? It'd be
break
cool.
Those barriers.
People's want to on a shovel. Yeah, exactly.
That's how hoe cakes.
Well, I think you do great.
You'd be better off with a pizza oven.
Yeah.
You can get a good sear on that, but a flat top too.
Maybe I'll just go up there
and sear it off on a black top.
Maybe I should go and borrow your what is that machine that you have up there, Jesse? The one that the automatic rotisserie.
The
Brazilian style grill.
Brazilian grill. Yep. A bacana.
Yeah, maybe I should do one of those. Maybe I'll do. Yeah, maybe I'll do that with the ribeye and see what happens.
If you
we'll rotisserie a ribeye.
It works good though. If you just it's got to be thick enough because 1.5 inches is about money. Then you just do offset coals on both sides of the rotisserie and it just sears it up nice.
Yeah.
And with the new RFX,
we can change the
RFX in. RFX can handle the live fire heat. It's a game changer, baby.
I like that RFX. I tested it last week.
I saw that you had when I was pretty jealous. So I'm a retailer and I still don't have mine yet.
He doesn't have it. He had to send it back, right?
I did. Yeah, it's gone. I sent it back Monday. Yeah. They you can have it,
gone. Yeah,
but you can have it for 10 days only.
Yeah. There's been the kit that's been going around to you guys. Yeah. So I get a lot of people like, I see these people that have them. I'm like, they don't have them. They borrowed them.
Yeah. We don't put that in the fine text or anything.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a game changer because with one gateway you can run up to 50 probes. It's gonna just people buy your entry kit and you start buying probe after you can afford probe after probe. It's gonna be interesting to see how that changes the game in the barbecue world and the grilling world.
Up to 50 probed, right? That's cool.
50 plus. I don't know
50 plus.
I don't know how many more they're planning on it.
They said depending on your connection, it's going to be up to 70.
Yeah, depending on your interval rates and your connections.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'll never come close to
I don't know.
Never.
I don't know who's going to need that many probes, but somebody could.
I just like those for just a general, hey, how's this going? And then I come in with my Thermopin and just kind of, then I start coming in. One, the RFX is going to be like my macro. My Thermopin is going to be my micro. You know what I'm saying? So, but still, it's good to have that. You don't have no wires, and you got the trust that it's going to be accurate. So.
Yeah, but with the decimal point though, so when you're doing a competition brisket, if you can look at that decimal point, it'll help you look at that secondary stall, and that'll help you a ton, I think.
Yeah, I'm
right. So
I just did a steak on it with it, but it did well.
So since we're talking about temperature readings and tools and everything like that, how important is it for somebody to make sure that their flat top is to the right temperature before starting to cook?
Well, it's big, and a lot of people, you obviously you want to pre-warm your griddle for anything, right? But depending on what you're cooking, you really have to make sure, your temperatures are right. My biggest tool, I have it on my channel all the time, is that Thermopin IR. That way, your griddle temperatures. That's my most favorite tool, because it's got my instant read, tip, plus the thermal infrared as well. And depending on what you got to cook, you can't cook eggs at the same temperature you're going to be, searing a steak at, so, you want to make sure that, you want to make sure your temperatures are right. A lot of people don't have the know-how, and that's fine. People starting out, they can't tell by the way an oil shimmers that thing's raging hot or the smoke's rolling off. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, a nice infrared, really helps, either the gun or, the Thermopin infrared as well. So pre-warming's always essential, but then also knowing, where you're going for whatever zone you're on. That's the cool thing about griddles. You can have different zones. You can have your cool zones. You can have your really hot zones, etc. But you need to know your zones, know your temps, and know what you're cooking at what temps you need to cook at. So,
right. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
What's your favorite kind of, outside of the Thermopin products? What's your favorite oil, and what's your favorite tool outside of ThermoWorks that you use on your flat top?
So oil, I say oil over here. Oil.
Yep. He's Southern.
I like I like to make clarified butter. If I'm too lazy, which that's about 98% of the time, y'all. I like to use avocado oil. It's got a high smoke point. And that's the other thing is that you got to make sure too that your oil that you're using correlates to the temperatures that you're cooking at. If you're cooking butter, you're not, you'll roast some butter in a heartbeat. You make it nasty. But I use avocado oil. It's called California brand. I don't know. You guys might have seen it out in the grocery stores. They have an avocado olive oil blend that they sell, and it's a really good company that's sourced, California sourced, a little expensive, but I dig it, and I use it pretty much exclusively, that or just straight avocado oil, or if I make clarified butter. I just don't like I don't like buying ghee for whatever reason. It just has a taste to it. I like making it. I don't know what they put in it, if you buy a jar of ghee. But yeah, oh yeah, that's great right there, Anthony. Your oil temperatures. So I generally go with avocado. It's right on up there. And as far as favorite tool that I like to use, I tell you what, do you guys use a pigtail flipper by chance?
Oh yes. Yes.
Love my neighbor, my old neighbor that I used to live beside of, made me a couple, and he's a blacksmith. That's a little side gig. And one day we got to talking. He came over and he handed this thing to me. I said, "What in the world is this?" I'd seen him before. He says, "Pigtail flipper." He said, "You like to cook a lot of stuff," and he said, "I got you a long one, so that way you can reach into your pit and flip. You don't have to get your hand in there." And he said, "I made you a short one. This is for your Blackstone." I was like, "Dang, that thing! I use it on everything. Pancakes. You can put it on pancakes too. You got to be careful; they're a little tender." But made me a really nice one, and you might have seen it. It's got a deer antler on it, whitetail deer antler, and then it's got a piece of stainless steel. He forged it out of stainless steel, and I think that's pretty cool. And that's one item that I love. Next to spatulas, I have my own spatulas that I like. Everybody likes their kinds of spatulas. Some people like them. It's a little stiffer than some of them like a little bend to them. I like a little bend to mine. Actually, I can get a little bit more finesse, if you will. But yeah, I love that pigtail flipper. That's probably a really good little tool that not a lot of people know about.
They forget about
it. Yeah.
Right. I picked mine up at a blacksmith show, and what they did is they took the railroad tie, the nail, and kind of stretched it out. Yeah, and it was like $15. It's the best $15 I've ever spent because I use that all the time.
I get a lot of hate on them too. They be like, they think the piece of meat's like a balloon. They were like, you're gonna mess all the juices. All the juices are gonna fly. It's like it's a water balloon or something. I'm like, look, guys, it's fine. Trust me.
Yeah. I picked up a set in San Antonio, and I think I paid like $125 for like a couple different nice pieces, long one, short one. But they had the coolest longhorn out of steel on the top. It was just, and I have no idea where they are anymore.
Yeah, so they're cool. I got one for the kitchen. It's just, especially once you figure it out. I love using that thing.
So do you use much like Wagyu tallow on your Blackstone, or even some of that bacon up? I love bacon up on my flat top. Oh, that's good stuff.
Bacon up's good. I use it a lot. I use the Wagyu beef tallow if I'm searing a steak. If I'm doing like any kind of like venison, doing some deer or something, I'll use that Wagyu beef tallow to fry like a little bit of a tenderloin in, just because it's really dry.
Well, it's just super lean, so you have to be careful not to dry it out.
That's right. Yeah. And but yeah, did a pork loin the other day. I used bacon up. That's what I used for my binder, was bacon up. But yeah, it's nice. It's so good. It's good to do vegetables in, especially in duck fat too. Also some taters or something like that. But yeah, I got all that mess. Love using it.
So when somebody's trying to get into the Blackstone or flat top, I should just say flat top. We talked about the hot zones and cool zones and everything like that. What would you recommend somebody to buy? They have 2 burners, 3 burners, 4 burners, 5 burners, and 6 burners out there. What would you recommend for somebody? They're gonna go out and buy one. They don't want to buy. Maybe they have to buy one because of their financial scenario. Would you recommend to save up to get into more burners? What is your recommendation? Where's your entry level where some people should come into?
I tell people, I get this question all the time. It's a good question. I tell people, get at that point where you're at that point, get what you can afford, both money wise and space wise. If none of that's really an issue, I recommend the 36 is pretty much the standard. And some people will say, yeah, but it's just the 2 of us. Yeah, it's just the 3 of us. But that extra space is gold. I mean, if you're doing fried rice, for 3, I mean, that's still a pretty good little bit, you know. So you got that other side over there that you can push stuff to that's either cold or, you know, you can just leave it warm, you know, however. But now if your budget, you know, 28, that's either a 2 or a 3 burner. Plenty of room too. The 22, I've pushed a lot of meat on a 22 before, my little travel Blackstone that I take to the beach or wherever. I've brought a lot of stuff off of that, but the thing is just you got to take stuff onto a tray, you know, while some other stuff is, you know, coming off, and so you just got to work in batches a lot differently on the smaller ones. But yeah, I say get what you can afford first. Space, if you got a small, you know, you might have a small deck or whatever, maybe a 28 might be in store, but my recommendation, if you can, you know, if you can swing it, a 36 is where I would start personally. And that's
those little portable Blackstones are super nice. They're light. You can set them up on a table somewhere to cook if you're going portable, or you're going camping or going hunting and whatnot.
Yeah,
those are really nice. So
I got the it's a Lowe's. It's called an X frame, and it kind of folds into itself, and it's got wheels, and it just, you know, it's got a handle kind of built in. I love that thing to death. We took it to Curie Beach where we vacationed in the summer, and man, it was just so easy just to pick it up. It's already, you know, like I said, it's on wheels. You just roll it to wherever. And then the 17s, they got a 17. It's like a 1 burner. A lot of campsites you see those. The 22s, that's a 2 burner. So yeah. Again, going back to whatever you can afford, whatever your space, your deck size, you might be in they even have the E series too, 17 and a 22. If you're in an apartment or whatever, you can take it inside. So
sweet. Hey, Jesse, can you turn down your headset just a little bit? We're getting feedback just a little bit. But yeah, but I have a 3 burner. I feel like it's just a hair too small.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. And that Camp Chef was able to. I got that one. I think I wanted, or somebody sent it out to me, but I feel like it was just a tad bit too small. So I think the 4 burner is a great entry level.
Yeah, and the camp, that's what we sell at the stores. The Camp Chef, the Gridiron 36 is perfect size, built really well, and it's entry level. I mean, it's only $500, so you can get into the game pretty easily and get a really nice, well built grill for $500 nowadays.
Yeah. I a lot of people have come to me and say, man, I went with the 28. I don't think they wanted to spend that extra coin on a 36. And it's like, you know, they have a little bit of remorse. Man, I wish I'd have got that 36. Just a little bit more space, a little bit more BTUs, you know. But, you know, that's just the way it is. Some people love their 28. I got a buddy, Kent, lives out in Iowa, loves his 28s. I think he has 3 of them, matter of fact. So, you know, that's just that's him. But a lot of people has had some, you know, a little bit of remorse to say, oh, you know, I wish they had the space that wherever they were cooking at. They just didn't want to spend, you know how it is. Sometimes money tight. So,
yep. We had a great comment from John here. He says Blackstones with the hood instead of a cover is so beneficial. I agree for sure with that. But I kind of slightly disagree because the hood is nice. You can close it down. You can shut it down for the night, you know, quickly. But putting a cover on it, you're protecting your product that you spent your hard-earned money on. You know, you're keeping the dirt out of there, you're keeping debris from flying around from storms that come by, and then also, you know, it kind of will get weathered if you don't put a cover on there. So I think both are essential.
Yeah, both is the call, because you can put a silicone mat down on your griddle surface, close your lid, and then put a really good cover on it now, and then you're protected across the board. But I think that lid is especially one that's attached, not one that can lift off and hook on the back. The attached lids, that's the game changer. Then you can even steam if you need to. If you got that lid closes really nice, you don't have to put a dome over something that you're going to steam. You just close the lid for a little bit.
Yeah. Both is essential. I agree. But if you're like me, don't know if you remember me last. I said, I'm not that OCD kind of guy, Anthony.
Lazy.
So I'm a little lazy.
Me
and
too.
It's like, put it later. Later never comes, man. And I'm like, man, this thing's just sitting out there, and here I got this storm. And so the hood is definitely the hinged hood is definitely something that works well for me.
Right. I don't know. I guess I am on the OCD side. I'm out there cleaning it while the family's still eating. You know, I ate my dinner and they're in there, conversating. I'm outside cleaning it, trying to, burn it off, add oil, get it cleaned off, and then I wait to go out and put my cover on. Sometimes I forget, but most of the time I do remember it, and that I go out there and put the cover on just because it's an investment. I want to protect my equipment. It's kind of like my car. I like to put a nice wax on it every couple months just to protect the paint. It's an investment. And Jesse gives me shit all the time. He can vouch for this. I'm probably one of the most cleaner cooks in the competition side. I'm always wiping my stuff down, making sure my smoker's clean. I don't know. I feel like if it looks good, you cook good.
I think most really good cooks have a clean cook site. There's only a few really good pitmasters out there I've seen that have a messy cook site. I'm like, how do you do that? I just can't cook in a mess.
No, I can't either, but my smokers have to be clean too. I panic if I drop barbecue sauce on the side of my smoker. I'm like, let's clean that up now before it causes problems.
I think it builds character. That's what I was like, that's character right there.
Some people say it adds flavor.
It's seasoning. There's seasoning in that grill.
Oh, not at all. But man, we're winding down here at the end of this show. Let's talk about some of your recipes. What is your favorite? And then what is your not so favorite one? Everybody has a cook there like that looked great on film, but I really didn't like how it turned out. But then this other one,
I gotta make some of those hot dog grilled cheeses. Those are two of my favorite things on the planet.
Dude, those were really good.
Those look great.
There was so much dang cheese on there, man. I just kept pounding it on there. So one of my most favorite things, I love tacos. I mean, I would do some sketchy things for tacos. I love tacos. For whatever
everybody
reason,
likes a good taco. It doesn't matter. And all the times tacos, it doesn't matter.
But I like the phrase, I'll do some sketchy stuff for tacos.
I'll do some sketchy stuff for tacos.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you'll go to sketchy neighborhoods. You'll go, everything for some good tacos.
Sometimes I'll say I'd eat that off the hind end of a goat right there. And it's just like, dang, I love a taco. But worst thing, man.
I shouldn't say worst thing, just what cook that you were just like, I'm still gonna post this because it looks great, but personally you didn't like it.
Yeah,
well, you would.
There was one that was actually not too long ago, and I wished I would have. I wasn't it wasn't bad, and I think sometimes you have to understand that somebody out there might like this, and it wasn't like, oh, this is disgusting. It was just like, I was a little underwhelmed, and I made a crab ragoon grilled cheese that I had in my head that I thought that thing was going to be like the best thing since sliced bread. And we tried it, and I don't know, maybe I wasn't a fan of the, you got to use the imitation crab. It just didn't have what I was looking for, but it wasn't bad. I mean, we ate
didn't have that pop that you were looking at.
Just didn't have it, like a crab. Yeah, I was looking for something, and maybe I was looking for a little bit of a crunch. I thought about putting like the little tortilla strips or the wonton strips for a little bit of a crunch, maybe. That's most recent that I was a little bit underwhelmed with that, but I think I still ate like half of the dang half sandwich. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I just kept like thinking like, how could I really improve this? That's kind of the way I rationalize things in my head. Like, how can I elevate this just a little bit more? But, wasn't terrible, but tacos is my jam. I love tacos, love steaks, that kind of thing. So yeah,
breakfast on the flat top is kind of the king. Your hungry man breakfast. I was like, oh man, I need some breakfast now, and I'm getting ready for the podcast.
Dude, man, you might as well just be a Waffle House cook. I mean, you got it at your hands right there. It's like, all right, scattered, smooth, chucked, and covered, coming right up. Let's go.
Right. What about your favorite though? What was your like, man, this is amazing, and like you're like, I need to do this all the time. Other than tacos.
Yeah. Sheesh. A video you're talking about? What was that?
Just anything that you just even cooked at home. Yeah, just something that.
I'll tell you what.
Favorite recipe. Yeah,
I cooked something that was really good. We had some friends over, and I cooked a bone-in pork loin, whole bone-in pork loin, almost the whole thing. Lathered it up with the bacon up. That's the one I was telling you about. I did lather it with bacon up as a binder. I used. I have two seasonings that I have also that I sell online and a few stores locally to me. Seasoned it with that. I made a little glaze with some apricot preserves, a little bit of dark soy sauce, and a little bit of rice wine vinegar, kind of thin it out a little bit. Just kind of glazed it there at the end. And man, that was pretty. I would like to make that for a video real soon. Didn't cook it on the offset. Would love to have it on the offset. I cooked that in the Blackstone pellet grill. Man, it just turned out amazing. People were like, this is the best pork I've ever had in my life. And, I like cooking, I like stuff with a bone in it. I just feel like the bone, there's magic in the bone, and that's just me. And I just felt like it turned out amazing. My wife loved it. And, I'm looking forward to doing that again soon, probably for a video.
Yeah, the bone just adds so much flavor to your product.
Since you brought up the pellet grill, since you brought up the pellet grill, do you feel like you get better flavor from live fire versus pellet? I feel like you do, but some people can't taste the smoke. Some people are like, I can't taste the difference. What?
Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference.
There really is.
There's a difference between my offset and a difference between my Kamados. Lump charcoal. It's just there's something about that offset, man. It just has a flavor, and you just can't replicate it on anything else. But when your butt's up against the dang wall and you got to get something out and you don't have no time to babysit something, it's one of these other suckers that's going to get the call, either the pellet or the Kamado, And a lot of times it's the pellet grill that gets the call.
Yeah. I feel like I'll cook anything on live fire, but I feel like when it comes to poultry, I'd prefer that off a pellet grill. Just because it doesn't take on that. Yeah, I just feel like it doesn't take on that super, super smoky flavor. I feel like poultry just sucks up too much of the smokiness.
I'm not a fan of. I smoked a turkey on my offset. I wasn't quite as pleased. I like it off my Kamado. And you're right, on the pellet grill, probably a little bit better. The only problem with the pellet is I can't get the skin just right yet. The skin still kind of comes out a little rubbery. With my Big Green Egg, I get a little bit better skin. But I agree. And poultry takes on smoke so well and too much a lot of times.
You just gotta run your pellet grill a little bit hotter. Run it in that 400 range, and then take it up to 202 on internal temperature of that chicken, and it'll crisp up that skin.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Yeah. I don't think I've played around.
Just ditch the skin.
Man,
ditch the skin. Man. I'm saying that right
now.
You
gotta have the skin. You gotta put that on.
Like on my turkey. You can cook that off to the side, but if you just peel the skin off and then you season it and then just spritz it every once in a while to keep that moisture. I get better results on my smoked turkeys that way because I'm not worrying about the skin. Yeah, the skin's great if you can get it crispy, but I ditch the skin.
Yeah,
especially on the big birds.
I don't even do whole turkeys anymore. I just do a sweetheart breast, and that just skin the breast, is edible. So you just rip it off, and you give it a little bit of rub, and the rub kind of takes on the texture of skin, and people think it's got skin on it anyway with a little bit of rub.
Yeah.
So
just Just some spritz and some butter, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Home run every time. Home run every time. And then you can just take the skin and then just deep fry it. Then you can make your own, chicken skin chinchulrones.
No, you make chicken skin tacos. You put them in the shape of a taco.
Yeah.
Now you're grossing people out.
Dude,
we sound good.
I've
some
done
people
that.
are like, no,
that is so good.
Well, you're speaking my language, Jesse.
Turkey skin tacos are the bomb.
I mean, that's like fried chicken. People be fighting over fried chicken skin.
Yep.
True. That's where all the flavor is on fried chicken, right?
Everybody
eats fried chicken just for the skin.
Anthony doesn't have any Southern in his roots, so
no.
I was the first one born in Utah. My family's from Picayune, Mississippi. Anthony's from Utah County.
So I know you got to go, Anthony, but one of the things in Lexington, what they do is the whole shoulders that they have. So it has a lot of fat on it. They take that fat off and they deep fry. It's the skin and the fat, and they deep fry it.
Yeah.
And so you can get an order of skins along with your barbecue. Man, I tell you what, a barbecue sandwich with a skin on it, woo, delicacy.
Yeah, there's the
I don't mind it. Like I said, the only reason why I eat fried chicken is because of the skin. But man, you got to remember, I came from Utah, and my family's very Hispanic, right? So we've dealt with skin like this before. We make chicharrones with salsa, all that good stuff. So I'm not scared of the skin. Just some people are grossed out by it, and I'm just letting people know that there is a small percent of people that don't like it, and they just ditch it.
It's a t-shirt design. Don't be scared of the skin.
Right? You want to know what the best bite in the world is? I feel like is grabbing after you do a whole hog, you grab that cheek muscle and just grab that cheek out with the crispy skin and just that medallion. Home run. I don't think there's anything better with that, cheek skin and the cheek meat bite.
I agree. Yep.
Home run.
Yeah, I'd concur as well.
Yeah. It looks like John's neighbor likes some lengua.
Oh yeah.
Have you gone down that road before yet?
I've never cooked
lengua tacos or anything like that.
Never cooked lingua. I have had lingua, and it's not bad. Not bad, but not something I want to just go and do.
It's the only meat. It's the only meat that tastes you back.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. There's a place out in Utah in Logan, really good little taco spot. What was that place called? They had lingua too. I think I got some there. As a matter of fact, but yeah, they were pretty good.
It has to be done good. So the secret to lingua is being able to boil it and remove that membrane off the top of it.
Yeah,
you achieve that, and then you can slice it up and then cook it. It's really good. The key is to getting that membrane off. If you don't get that membrane off, it's just chewy and gross.
Yeah.
So I challenge you to some lingua tacos for a YouTube video in the future.
You gotta do the air fried steak on the or just a Blackstone or what a griddle steak, either one. I'll kick in some of your entry fee too.
Sounds great, man. But so is there any, major things that you want people to focus on right now, or just, go to your YouTube channel, follow the subscribe button, watch your videos, comments? What are you looking for your fan base to help you out with right now?
Yeah, just I tell everybody all the time I love them. This is part of me. YouTube, that's my biggest following. Head over there. Love comments, love interacting with folks. Personal level, I'll post a lot of some personal stuff over on Facebook, Instagram. I would say a lot of that secondary. YouTube is my main focus. That's where my crowd is. But to get on more on that personal level, I like the Facebooks and the Instagrams and things like that too. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit all the notifications so that you don't miss anything from me. We try to do 2 videos a week, on my channel, a Thursday video and then a Sunday video. Sundays are my main posting days. Thursdays is my secondary. And then also over on the Blackstone channel, I have a video on Saturdays that are released. So yeah, I get around. Like I said, subscribe. Love to hear from you. If you got a question, I got a website too. It's got a lot of merch. Get my seasonings. Got some cool magnets for meat temperatures, griddle temperatures. Nice little. You can put it on your flat top, put it on your grill. Know when your meat is ready, or know where your griddle is. It's got a. If you want to cook eggs, somebody, where do I need to put my knobs for this, or what temperature? It's a nice little tutorial for that. And again, that's over on my website, thehungryhussey.com. That's where you can find that, as well as my seasonings and stuff like that. And I package all my seasonings myself right out of my basement, right behind me. Comes right out of here. Me, my daughter, my wife, we all pack orders and send them out to everybody. We have a fun time doing that. So it's a family thing. Nice little small business, and I enjoy doing it and seeing what people do with the stuff. That's a pretty humbling thing.
Kind of fun, isn't it?
Hussey Fiesta Dust and Hussey Heifer Dust.
Yeah, the heifer dust. I need to get you some of that heifer dust for an SCA event, Anthony.
I'm all about that. I'm salt, pepper, garlic, some dehydrated butter, that type of stuff.
Yeah,
MSG.
Man, MSG king, bro. MSG,
yes,
MSG is king. I get flack for that all the time. They're like, that's poison. I was like, I guess I'm going down. I'm sorry.
Man, nothing tastes better on a steak than some MSG.
Gotta have it. So yeah, gotta get y'all's. I gotta send some to Crystal. I owe her some too as well. Get y'all's address. I guess I can send it to ThermalWorks, I guess. But yeah, I'd love to get some in y'all's hands so you can give it a try. Give me some honest feedback.
Definitely, for sure. And maybe we'll have to bring you on the rub episodes as well, because we do some rub episodes as well. Give you real live feedback. We'll go down that rep. But yeah, so go ahead and just give that shout out. I know we went over your social media a little bit, but just go ahead and give those shout outs for where people can go follow you at.
Yep. So YouTube, The Hungry Hussey, Facebook, same thing. Instagram, same thing. TikTok, same thing. And my website, thehungryhussey.com.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. That was fun. And I know we're going to have to get you back on, because we didn't even really crack into too many recipes on how they're done. But there's a lot more. We just barely hit the tip of the iceberg on this, I do believe. So we'd love to have you back on another time.
Love to be back.
For sure. All righty. Well, we're going to get out of here. We'll let you go hang out with your family, and we'll catch you on the flip side, man. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jesse. Take care.
You bet.
Thanks.